Let us go to the Skype machine and welcome in our first guest of the day. Joining us from Iceland, the one and only Gunnar Nelson, who we have not heard from in quite some time. There he is, Gunny himself. Gunnar, how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure as always. So, we haven't heard much from you, and I get a lot of questions about you and where you've been. So I thought it would be a good time to catch up as we turn the page here, New Year 2018. First things first, let me ask you about what happened in July in Scotland. Do you feel like, that was a weird one. Not only was it your first knockout loss, but it was somewhat controversial with the eye pokes. Do you feel like you're over it, or do you feel like you'll only really get over a fight like that once you get back in there, win, and then kind of move on with your career?
Maybe you could say that you get properly over it when you get through your next fight and, get things going. But I feel like I've put it behind me. It is what it is. And then it was a very unfortunate thing. And, it sucked in many ways, But, like I said, it is what it is. And then what can you do? You just move on and continue training and improving and get back in there,
You're a pretty calm guy, mild-mannered guy. But to get, what appeared to be eye poked, and then that leads to, a loss that you've never kind of experienced before, a sort of loss that you've never experienced. How did you react backstage?
Just, disappointed, I felt like I should have probably, afterwards you can say all these things, you should have raised the hand, to the referee and told him about it, because seeing double in fight is not ideal. And, but then again, my thoughts were, while I was fighting, is maybe he doesn't do anything. And then your man, Ponzinibbio, knows that I'm half blind or he could just punch me or, as I'm raising my hand or whatever, So I just didn't risk it then because, the referee tells you that I shouldn't stop the fight. He's keeping track of these things or whatever. But I just figured that I'd recover, And then afterwards, of course, I was disappointed, very disappointed. And just because I felt like this was the best me that's ever been, and I was really prepared and I felt good and the camp went great and everything, and then this is the result. It's disappointing,
Why did you feel like this was the best you? Did you do anything different leading up to the fight?
No, the camp was awesome. I just felt really good going in. I felt good in there for the first whatever seconds, just never been better, and in training and stuff, a lot of things were coming together, and I just felt like, I'd never been better.
Did you ever experience anything like that before? Have you ever been eye poked like that in a fight before?
No, I've been kind of graced a bit, and that, that kind of, it's different than that. This is fingers going all the way inside your eyes, and your eyes literally just, it just turns everything upside down, really.
Yeah.
But I've been grazed and stuff where you just kind of, it's a little bit hard to see, but it's different. At least you have your, you can judge your distance and your what do you say, depth reception or something. That's at least a lot better. Whereas this just takes everything away, and then, it's different. It just stings at the back of your head as well.
Any lasting effects from the poke? Did your eye bother you for weeks after? Were there any serious injuries that came out of it?
No, it was like a few days, where it was always, it was kind of like a head, kind of foggy sight, when you just woke up, you got that foggy sight and you just have to blink a few times. It was like that for a few days. And, but then it got okay.
Okay.
Luckily,
yeah.
Didn't feel any different.
Your team appealed afterwards. You didn't win that appeal. Did you think that you were going to? Typically these things don't usually go, in the favor of the person appealing. They don't get reversed. What did you think going into that?
Yeah, at first I didn't want to do it, to be honest. I was like, no, let's, this, it is what it is. To me, it was not going to change what happened. It happened. But then, I was kind of, people people started saying, you know, this and that, it shouldn't happen, and not only for yourself, but for just in general, for the future, for other fighters. When it happens, it just, you know, sets a mark, you know, and people should know about it, and it shouldn't be this way. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's make the appeal. But it doesn't change anything in my mind. Like, let's say I would have got through and it would have been whatever, you know, no match or no contest or whatever they give for that. What happened still happened for me. So to me, it didn't matter that much, but I can definitely understand that it changes things for the sport, you know, and like for the next guy that this happens to, I would definitely say that this should not be, it shouldn't be allowed, you know, that this is cheating. It's as much cheating as it gets to me.
Do you feel like Santiago did it on purpose?
Yeah, looking back at it, that I don't know about you, but if you, these videos, they basically tell you that this was deliberate, you know.
Wow.
You don't eye poke somebody like 4 times in the space of 90 minutes like that, and you know, yeah, I think it was deliberate.
Wow.
I think so.
Did you in training, did you get the sense that this is something he might do? Do you feel like he's a dirty fighter? Like, were you aware of that type of behavior? Was that something you were looking forward to? You know, you had pinpointed, say like, okay, you know, I have to be aware of this.
No, not at all. And even after the fight, I didn't realize. I just didn't believe that he would do it deliberately. Like I didn't think so afterwards even. But then seeing all the pictures, looking at the videos, looking at the fight in slow-mo and all that kind of stuff, then I was like, wow, this looks very deliberate to me, you know. But in the fight, you know, he poked me right in the beginning when I came in with an uppercut, and you know, you couldn't really say if that was deliberate. He's pointing his fingers out, which is you're not allowed to do that. But then when I'm against the cage and right before he knocks me down, he just comes forward with his thumb or something and just into my hand, just kind of, you know, hooks it something.
Wow.
And that just looks nasty.
Wow. I guess you are really lucky that you didn't suffer any serious injuries as a result of that, because I mean that's you can get, you know, torn retina and things of that nature. Do you think any, you know, there's been talk with eye pokes of changing the gloves, making them more rounded. UFC has been talking about this, but nothing really happened. Do you feel like the gloves should be changed at all, that they should be more rounded so that, you know, it deters guys from fighting that way?
Yeah, definitely. It would be better to have gloves that will automatically close your fist if you relax, not open your fist. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Okay. So you took a bit of a break afterwards. Did you feel like, because of the knockout, did you feel like you just needed time off? I mean, as we speak right now, and we'll get to what's next in a second, but you don't have a fight book just yet. Was that part of the plan to take that break after the fight always?
Yeah, you know, after a break, after you know, you get knocked down or knocked out, you need to take a break. And you know, I didn't really feel like I wasn't dizzy or didn't feel any after effects of this, but I still know that, you know, it's smart to take a break and let your head rest. And so that's what all the doctors tell you, and so I did, you know. But I've been training for a while now. So
okay, so you're back. The break is over. Did you feel hesitant at all when you first got back in there? Because, you know, you never suffered anything like this before.
No, not really. I started just training, you know, getting back into it. Didn't start with sparring or anything like that. So just started doing jiu-jitsu and some cardio and hitting pads and stuff. And then you just slowly get into your rhythm, and then you realize things are like they used to be, you know?
Do you have a fight booked yet?
I do not.
What do you want? If the UFC came to you and said, Gunnar, what do you want next? What's your dream scenario?
Well, I had a little back and forth with Darren Till there online not too long ago, and I thought that was going to happen. And Well, they haven't scheduled anything yet, but like I said to him, it looks like he's calling everyone out, and I said I'm here, and nothing is happening. I don't know.
From what I understand,
I'm ready
nothing's happening
because
with
he
him
knows
either. So that's something, right? I mean, he hasn't been booked yet either. So that would be your number one option. Your top, scenario would be a fight against Darren Till.
Yeah, I'd love that fight.
Why?
And as I've said many times before, he's saying that he's not getting any opponents. He's a good fighter. He's up there. He's online, saying nobody wants to fight him or whatever. And I said I'm ready, and that's it. He's ranked up there, and I'm willing to fight.
Have you been impressed with him as of late?
I've always been willing to fight. Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
Yeah. His striking in particular, what do you think of it?
Yeah, his striking is obviously his main area. He's good. He's got a good sense of his range, and he uses his left hand well, and pretty good kicks as well. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
I think that he's able to use his distance well, uses his size. But yeah, I'm ready if he is.
Has your management expressed this to the UFC? And if so, what did they say back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It just looks like nobody is saying anything, but we said we were ready, and then after all this kind of back and forth online, I basically thought it was on. Thought it was going to happen. I thought that's how it worked. I never really said anything like that online before. Well, not that I was like calling him out.
Sure.
I just said that I'm ready. But yeah, I thought it was on, but guess we'll see.
What prompted that?
I don't care. There's somebody else in the top 10 or whatever. I'm always ready. I'm always ready to fight these guys. So I said many times before, I don't really care who it is, but
yeah,
if you say you want to fight, then let's fight.
I always got the impression like you strike me as one of those guys who doesn't do your own social media. You're not a big social media guy. Is that really you tweeting when you tweet?
Well, yeah, no. it's retweets. It's retweets. I don't really know how Twitter works, but I use my Instagram.
Okay, all right. So that's you. Okay, so who's actually typing the tweets?
But them tweets. Yeah, them tweets was me.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And like, what's the time frame? When do you want to return? March, the London card? Is that what you're thinking, or some other time frame?
Yeah, I was picturing London. We talked about Liverpool before, but that's I guess not happening. So that card. So yeah, London or wherever,
Did you watch Santiago's fight against Mike Perry?
Yeah, I seen most of the fight. Yeah.
What did you think of that fight?
He poked him as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
You weren't impressed?
Yeah, he did. It was okay. It was okay.
Okay. Is that something that you would like to experience again? Would you like to fight Santiago again, or because you believe that he did it on purpose, do you want nothing to do with him?
No, I'd definitely like to fight him again. That's a fact. When definitely like to get a second go at him, and I'll be watching my eyes definitely. But I do believe I'll beat him if we go second time.
Because the ending was controversial and because you believe he did it on purpose, why not ask for that fight again? Why not try to do an immediate rematch there?
Well, I would definitely if that's possible. I'm in 100%.
Okay, but there's been no talk of that.
That would be no. I just picture they don't really put rematches right away unless they're like title fights, very close title fights. You don't often see rematches. Well, but in fact, this case is different because of how he won. So
yeah. That's what I mean.
Get after that.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
What's it like in Iceland?
Like I've never seen.
Yeah, and I know what you mean when
Right
it's
now?
like not like a when it's not like a title fight, but when it's controversial, like there's a fight coming up on 220 with Saba Hamas. I mean, that was somewhat controversial with the way the finish was, and they're rematching it, so you never know.
All right. Yeah, definitely. That would be ideal.
By the way, it's freezing here in New York. What's it like in Iceland in early January? How cold is it?
Well, right now it's pretty warm at 7 degrees or 5 degrees or so. That's warm for this time of year.
Celsius?
Around 0
Celsius, right?
Celsius. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's actually not so bad. By the way, I've seen some. You're in Iceland right now, right?
Yep.
We started to see some photos and some footage of your training partner Conor McGregor on the mats again, which is a welcome sight. Are you going to train with him? Any talks of him coming to Iceland to get away? Or are you going with him? What's the update there?
Yeah. I'm definitely going to Dublin soon. You know, my coach said just got a new house and stuff. I'll be very excited to see that and visit. And it's been a while since I've been there, so I'm definitely going over there soon. Conor has said that he wants to come over. You know, come over to Iceland soon. So I guess both these things will happen in the near future.
This is a welcome sight for you for John Kavanagh to have a new house, because you always used to stay at his house. Right now, you probably have a little more space at the new crib.
Yeah, yeah, a lot more space.
Any goat's heads on tap for the week? You know, I feel like this is a perfect time for that. To eat that, you know, the winter time, warm inside.
Any what?
Sheephead.
Sheephead. Oh, no, I haven't had a sheephead in a while. Actually,
Really?
I get one tomorrow. Now that yeah, I haven't had it for a few months, but
Is that the kind of thing that
now? So it's
is that like the thing that you go to the butcher and you like just eat it on the spot, or do you have to actually cook it and dress it up?
yeah, you can buy it and cook it, or else you can literally get it at the bus stop.
Get out of here.
Go to the bus stop, drive through, and go like, "I'll have sheepshead and Coke, please." Cheers.
So like what like here on the street, I get a hot dog and a Coke or a pretzel. I can go there and just get a sheep's head.
Yeah, at the bus stop.
Wow, that's amazing. Have you done this?
Yeah, many times.
How big is it?
What, the bus stop or the head?
The head.
It's like it's just sheep's head. You've seen sheep, like
Well, so you just like walk around? Really? Do you put anything on it?
Yeah, and you get like they cut it so you get half the face, right?
Oh,
Like that.
okay.
You know, they
It's like,
half
yeah.
the saw and get the brain and all that kind of stuff, and then they like with the like flame. I don't know what it's called, like a flamethrower thing. You just burn the whole thing, and then you boil it.
Wow. And do you put any condiments on top of it?
Like to eat with it?
Yeah, like ketchup or mustard or something. I don't know. Hot sauce.
I guess you could, yeah. I never had it with ketchup or hot sauce, but we'll eat like turnip mash. That's like a traditional thing to eat with it.
Okay.
Or just potatoes.
Okay. Have you ever had the
just
whole?
Like cheap set in water.
Wow. But have you ever had the whole thing, or you can't? That's too much. Like the whole head, or it's always half.
Yeah, you just eat two halves then. You don't really eat the brains.
You can't eat the brains? You don't cook them?
No, they used to. I don't think I've ever had a brain, but they did like a brain stew or something back in the day, but I've never tried that.
The ancestors used to do that.
No, like my grandmother.
Okay. All right. That's one of my bucket list items. I want, the last time I ever had a beer in my life was 2014 in Dublin with your father, with Holly Nelson, the legend Holly Nelson. That's the last time I drank a beer in my life.
Serious?
Yeah. 2014.
Last time you drank alcohol?
Alcohol, period.
Beer.
No, alcohol. Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. Not because I'm some sort of like, recovering alcoholic. I just don't really like it. But I was in Dublin. He said, you must try Guinness. And we were in the hotel and I said, all right, I'll have a Guinness with you. And so the next thing I'd like to do is have Sheepshead with your father, Holly, in Iceland.
Yeah, he'll definitely sort that out.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Well, Gunnar, good to catch up with you. Thanks for doing this. And again, I'm sorry how things turned out in July, but happy to hear you're on the comeback trail. And I know a lot of the fans in London would love to see you over there, see that card get beefed up a little bit. So good luck getting that next fight. And of course, good luck in the next fight.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me. See you
All right,
later.
we'll talk
Always
to you soon. Yes, thank you. There he is, Gunnar Nelson, the one and only.